Spitfire – tools to support the sharing of meteorological information and information on the fire risk in the transboundary area between Portugal and Spain. Spitfire project was co-founded by the European Commission. The consortium was built with 5 partners. The main objective of Spitfire project is the production of decision support tools for firefighting activities at transboundary events between Portugal and Spain. 2 decision tools were produced aiming the availability of the harmonized and non-harmonized meteorological and fire risk information. The first tool, designated by Spitfire Platform, is to be used at a strategic level. The second tool, designated by Spitfire mobile application, was produced to be accessed with an electronic gadget at a tactical level where the conditions to access a computer are difficult. This application has an easier use, but it's very limited when compared with the data available at the Spitfire platform. These 2 tools allow access to Spitfire information, meteorological information and information on the fire risk in the transboundary strip of 50 km. This strip is a transboundary area defined by a line of 25 km far from each side of the border. Next, a basic description of these 2 tools will be carried out. To access the platform, you should enter this website. Access to Spitfire platform is guaranteed by a user password and a password that can be requested through the Spitfire official website. In the first image of the interface, a map with the forecast of the temperature and the wind for the current time is shown, and a map with the forecast of the fire risk calibrated and harmonized for the transboundary region is shown too. The home page has a bar with a general menu consisting of 4 icons that allow the continued use of the platform. With the icon Spitfire, it is possible to select the language of use. The icons designated by maps, mosaics and simulator will following be detailed. Now we start with the Maps tool. The list of maps as a source of information can be accessed by the list of maps available in the main menu or by the Maps icon. In this list there are several options related to the measure and predict data of the ARAM model or the IRLAM model. There are also the maps with the observatories that corresponds to the meteorological stations in Portugal and Spain. This list also includes the index and sub-index of the FWI Fire Risk Index developed by the Canadian Forest Service, which is adapted to our reality. This index can be presented in the TM06 or UTM29 system. If you click on one of the maps, for example the model ARAM, a window with an interface divided into 3 main areas is shown. The first area is the time area, where the data for analysis can be selected. By default, the current data and the time is shown, but this can be changed. In this case, we are changing to a summer date. In the special area, we can select the area of interest. This selection can be carried out by expanding the initial image with the mouse scroll button, or in a certain area can be done by pressing the Shift key while a rectangle is designed with the right button of the mouse. You could also select the interest area by toponymic camp up to the parishes in Portugal and to the municipality in Spain. Clicking on the globe symbol, you could return to the initial special area. The coordinate system to be used can be selected by clicking the right mouse button on the coordinates window. This button on the left drives the user to current location. The last main area refers to the layers where the information and parameters to analyze are selected. The reference with the boundaries and topographic lines that we intend to observe in space area. In the Incendio layer, we have parameters related to fires. The thematical layer contains additional information as, for example, the fuel map. The Meteo layer contains the meteorological information to be analyzed. Perhaps this will be the most used layer of the platform. Here you can select the meteorological parameters. On the right side we have the scale of the last selected parameter that corresponds to the layer that is most prominent on the map. If we click the right mouse button on the map at the desired location, several options become available. Starting from the button, we have 3 buttons for enlarging or reducing the map display, 2 buttons for measuring distance and areas on the map. To finalize the measurement, you should do double click on the final location. We also have the possibility to visualize the captation of each of the selected meteorological parameters. You can view more than one captation at the same time. The options to simulate a fire is also available, but we will skip these descriptions because this tool will be described later. At last, we have the information associated to the selected location, the point information. The first tag shows the location information. The second tag, perhaps the most interesting, presents the evolution of the selected meteorological parameters for 24 hours from the date and time selected in the time area. If the selected date is the current date, the time evolution refers to forecasts. If the date selected is a past date, the information presented is based on the measure stored in the data repository of the platform. Even after opening this window, you can select another parameter, and the update is automatically done. This report can be converted into a PDF file. We can open as many reports from a location as we desire. In the interface of the platform, we have this button that gives a general idea of the explained area in the map where we are located. The Mosaics tools allows a user to access the same information every day, avoiding the constant parameterization to obtain repeated reports. To create a mosaic, you start by choosing the information source to use in the list of maps. Then, on mosaic icons, you select the option New. On the left side, we have 2 tags pop up. The first one is equivalent to the layer separator mentioned before and allows the user to select the parameters to analyze. The second tag refers to the moments to which the mosaic is to be produced. The current date is shown by default, however, this date can be changed in the temporal area, as explained before. In this case, we are changing to August 2016. The moments are selected, leading to the production of general maps related to the parameters and dates chosen. In one of the maps, as previously explained, you can select the area of interest and then click on the Synchronizing button to repeat the same selection on the remaining maps. If you click on one of the maps with the right mouse button, you can see the caption of the parameters presented on this map. When the mosaic design is finished, it must be saved. This procedure is once more carried out on the mosaic icon in the option Save a Copy, typing the desired name. Since the mosaic is created, it can be accessed in the mosaics list. If we return to consult this mosaic on the next day, the same report updated to the current day is shown. You should close the windows that have been opened to avoid an overloaded interface. The Spitfire platform has included a fire behavior simulator, is based on the watermelon model with the fuel and elevation map previously uploaded. The particular advantage of this simulator is a direct connection with the source of meteorological data information, which are essential to the fire behavior prediction. To perform a new simulation in the icon Simulator, you must click on the option New Spread, which leads to the appearance of this new interface. The input parameters must be defined for this simulation. You must start by selecting the location, dragging the square that appears on the map to the location that you want to analyze. You can also do it by inserting coordinates or by the toponymic camp. The selection of the location creates the title of the presentation, which can then be modified by the user. The date and time of the simulation should also be indicated. The date and time of the current moment appears by default, but a simulation of a past event can be performed. You should also choose the size of the square side of the simulation area and the time to which the simulation shall run. When all input parameters are in accordance with user intents, click on Continue. Then the window with the selected area is zoomed. On the right side, we have the necessary icons for the simulation. The most important icons are the emergent fire ignition icon and the fire front icon. We can click on the right button of the mouse to get the color legend of the fuel map. This step is important in order to avoid simulating ignitions on non-combustible areas. Now let's draw an emergent fire and a new fire front. To finish the fire front, you must double-click on the final location. When the fire design is in accordance with the user intents, click on the diskette symbol to start the simulation. After a few seconds, we have isochrone lines with the evolution of the fire front for each period. In the propagation layer, selecting the icon Tempos, we can analyze the evolution of the fire. The simulation can be translated into a report that can be generated in PDF. This report gives an idea of the main parameters related to the fire behavior, like intensity, fire spread, or flame height. The distribution of the area burned by the fuel models is also presented in this report. Charts are presented by time period or cumulative data. They can also be presented by integrating columns or by differentiated lines. Simulation results can also be exported, for example, to Google Earth, producing a KMZ file. To simplify the visualization, the different layers but disaggregated lines shall be removed. Clicking on the KML icon, a file is created. The mobile application was designed to be used in the portable electronic devices. This application is more limited than the platform previously presented. The access to this application is done by this website. Then you must confirm the interest in the application by clicking on Continue. Now you must indicate the location of the point of interest, which can be done by entering the coordinates or by the map. If you have available the georeferenced location permission on your portable device definitions, the system places the cursor on the location of where the device is being accessed. Remember, these tools only provide information for the 50 km transboundary area along the border. So, if the current location is outside this range, the usage is not successful. To change the location of the point of interest on the map, you must click on the left mouse button at the local you desire and the coordinates will change automatically. This interface can be viewed by map or satellite image. At the end, after selecting the local, you must click on Send. A table with the weather forecasts for the next 7 hours appears for the selected location starting on the time of access. Two additional buttons are also available, the Fire Danger Index button and the Report button. Fire Danger Index with the forecast parameter relevant to the fire behavior resulting from a punctual ignition. These parameters are the fire risk index, the fuel moisture, and the probability of ignition. The graph below shows the expected dimensions of the flame, the fire spread, and difficulty of extinction for the next 7 hours. You can also access the option Report to produce a resume report about the evolution of a punctual ignition at the current time in the selected location. These reports present information of the fire behavior such as the flame dimensions or the rate of spread and information on the type of fuel burned. This information appears on a column chart or in a table form and can be converted to a PDF file. We hope Spitfire tools will be useful to you. The potential of Spitfire Platform is not limited on the basic explanation given in this video tutorial. The regular use of these tools will drive you to the found of new potentialities that are described in the Spitfire Platform user manual. This manual can be accessed on the project website. If you have any questions, please contact us by this email or by this telephone number. Thank you for your attention.